Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. This is Natalie with Natalie's Closet, and today I'm coming to you with a market prep video. Thank you. The baseline of my market prep iguns is in the first market prep video that I did a couple weeks ago. I will post the link in the description box below so you guys could go check that out. This is stuff that I've made in the last week because I didn't think I was going to have one. This is October 4th. I have a show tomorrow, October 5th. I don't know when you guys are going to be seeing this because I have several videos in the queue before this. So it's probably going to be a few weeks before you see it. But last Friday, like a week ago, I got notification that there was an opening in one of the shows I was looking at, and they asked me if I wanted to be part of it, and I was like, yeah, cool. But up until that point, I hadn't had a chance to make anything even remotely close to fall or Halloween or anything, and I had just brought my inventory back up to level, like my baseline inventory up to level, so I had this week to work on stuff, and it's basically only been the last like 4 days. Because we had a busy weekend and everything else. So everything I made here has been basically in the last 4 days. It's not a ton of stuff, and there's only like one or two items because I want to see if it's going to sell. One came out way smaller than I thought it would, even with a ridiculously thick yarn. Crazy. Totally not the size I would normally be doing, and I think I'm gonna find a different pattern for this, which there are millions of. But yeah, so I'll go ahead and show that all to you. Then I'm gonna try to reach out to you guys at the show and show you my setup and everything, because this is an outside event, not one I've ever done before. This is only the second event I've done here in Illinois, and second one in a very long time to begin with. If you hear noises in the background, Mr. Boyfriend is preparing as much stuff that he can, like all the displays and tables and all that kind of stuff. So anyway, I meant to say this in the beginning, but welcome to anyone that may be here that is new. Thank you so much for stopping by. We've had a lot of new family members join, or people join our family. You know what I'm trying to say, right? So if you are new, I would love it if you'd consider hitting the subscribe button down below, and make sure to hit the notification button next to that to all, so you're notified anytime I upload a video. I kind of have a variety right now of videos, like market prep, or local yarn shop tours, or yarn hauls, all kinds of different stuff. So that's just, thank you guys so much. I really appreciate it. And of course, welcome back to everybody else. You guys are so amazing. All of you. I have a wide variety of family on here. Some that have been with me all 5 years, and some that have been all along the way. And you guys are amazing. And I truly, truly, truly appreciate all of your continued support. Thank you so incredibly much. Okay. Oh, so anyway, I'm going to try to talk to you guys a little bit while I'm there, and then afterwards, at some point, I'll do a recap. I don't know how detailed I'm going to get into it. I may just let you know all the stuff that I sold, but I don't know that I'm going to get into like prices. I like what was credit card, what was cash, that type of thing. I'll play it by ear. I've only done one video like this before, right? So I'm learning and deciding how I'm going to do it all. So one thing that Mr. Boyfriend brought over here, and if you're new, Mr. Boyfriend is, well, Mr. Boyfriend. That's what he's known as on my channel. His identity has remained, I don't want to say secret, but anonymous. There are a handful of people that know who he is, but just because that's how we've done it. But he brought this over. We went to Costco yesterday. We bought some pizza and we had to take it out of the box to put it in the freezer for it to fit in the freezer. And so then I was like, oh, we have to make a list of stuff so we don't forget things. And so he just starts marking stuff down. So he has market day supplies. And so a whole list of stuff so that we remember, mirror, tools, sunglasses, sunscreen. Even though we got a tent yesterday. I don't know that we're going to test it out. We don't know. They told us we can bring it back if it doesn't work out, because we were really hoping for one with sides that zipped down in case it rained or windy or whatever. But we're going to test it out and see how it goes, because it is an outside event. A tent wasn't required, which is why I took the event. But we got one just in case. But anyway, so all kinds of stuff, tablecloths, bags, labels, business cards, which I got. They came in today, my new business cards with my new logo and my holographic stickers that are going to go on my bag with my new logo on it, and my new banner with my new logo on it. I'm so excited. They came in perfect timing today, right before the show. Okay, so let's get crack-lacking, because I got stuff to do. I have to take pictures of all of this. I have to upload it into Square, into my inventory. I have to tag it all with my price tags, and then eat dinner maybe sometime. And then I still need to make one of something, which I'm actually not going to show right now because it's kind of like a thing that I'm trying out. And then possibly some more spiders, which you're going to see. They're so tiny and little and so cute. But they don't take much. This one took a little bit of time because I was trying to work work it a little bit because it was my first time making it. I don't know the names of the people that I got the patterns from here. When I'm editing, if I remember, I'll put it on the screen, but I will definitely put it in the description box below so that you can go and check it out. There are a couple that are paid for patterns, though actually here I think there's only one paid for pattern at this time. One was actually a test pattern that I did for a friend, but I never actually finished it because life went sideways and I wasn't able to finish it. And this was while I was still living in Florida, but I finally finished it now and I'm going to put it up for sale. And it's like super awesome. Just saying. Anyway, okay, so let's get cracking. I'm so sorry. I know I blab. Those of you that know me know that's just who I am. You guys love me for it. Anyway, and those of you that are new, I hope you don't mind. Anyway, okay, so these guys, I picked up 4 of these guys at Walmart. I actually saw them on Rose with Rose Likes Crochet's video. She happened to mention where she got them. I went, they had a ton, so I got one of each because I didn't want to like overdo it, especially since they are Halloween. Technically, I guess you could maybe not use it for Halloween, but I didn't want to, I just wanted to get a few because I wanted to have some kind of Halloween just in case it wasn't able to make anything else Halloween. So anyway, I got this guy. So it's this little bear. They are so soft, guys. They're like, oh my gosh, like velvet. It's crazy. But anyway, this is supposed to be like his spine, like his skeleton type of a thing. But I mean, honestly, it almost looks like it could be a flower if you're not really paying attention. I don't know, maybe not. But anyway, so I made a black this is the lovey. So I made the black blanket lovey. And then I have the black bear that I did an orange lovey. He has a white skeleton. I didn't have white yarn. I don't have white yarn. I have no white yarn. So ghosts that I made are all colorful, just like the rest of my colorful stuff. And that's just the way I roll. Okay, maybe sometimes I'll go get regular yarn, but that's just what I had. And right now, this is what I had to work with, is what I had. So I think I made this blanket. No, they're the same. I have a feeling this may be one row longer. But anyway, so I have him. And these were $5 a piece. No, $3 a piece. These bears. They were $3 a piece, right? I think the bears and the dragon were $3 a piece, if I'm not mistaken, at Walmart. They still had a lot at my Walmart just the other day when I was there. So, you could still check it out. These were made with Bernat blanket, the blankets. And then there was this pink one, which was part of and then this is like, it's actually very close to the color of this blanket. Although on my camera, it doesn't look like it. It looks like it's yellow, but it's not. It's like this green. And then this was made with Premier Parfait Chunky, which is so soft. And then this dragon is so cute, but he has these wings. And he doesn't have anything on his belly. He actually has 4 legs so that he stands like this versus like up. And then he has his wings and he has purple eyes, but I didn't have that purple But this purple really looked good with it. So I went ahead and I went with that. And this is also by Premier Parfait Chunky. So those are the 4 new loveys that I'm adding to my lovey collection. I have like a million little like TY guys. Like literally I bought like a whole bag. I think we counted like 65 of them. We got for like $15. It was ridiculous. Anyway, okay, so then this is the spider that I was talking about. And in all honesty, there are some other spiders that I really like, but they were a lot more time consuming. And I needed something quick and fast and little. I wanted $5 items. And so I was going to make my little turtles, even though they come out all wonky looking when I make them. But I then saw this pattern, and this is all by Jade, I think it's a YouTube tutorial. And then she also has the written pattern on Etsy. But these are actually supposed to be the little babies that come out of the mama spider's like belly. But I just went ahead and I only have one right now. I happen to find orange because it was in the bag that had my test pattern guy. So I went ahead and made them. I found a little bit of black in there too. So I'm going to try to make at least 2 more of these and maybe 3 black ones. But super cute. And he's got the 8 legs and yeah, so super cute little $5 item, no big deal. So I only have one of these right now, but hoping to have at least 6, maybe 9. I don't know that that's going to work out, but we'll see. Then let's see. Okay, so this pattern, I don't remember who the YouTube channel is. I will link it down in the description box. I was wanting to make like 3 different sizes, but I didn't have a lot of time. And you guys, you probably will not have seen the Ollie's yarn haul with the 100% wool yarn that I got for $2 a hank. Which one of these is made out of. It actually used, I think, all 5 hanks that I had, or maybe it used 4 of them. And it's so stiff and so thick. We had to finagle the eyes. The eyes aren't, and working with it, like it pulls like if you have ever had a fiber braid to spin, that's basically what it is. And so when you pull at it, the fibers just pull apart. So I had to be really careful when when you're pulling other yarn through it, like when I wanted to make the mouth and stuff, it almost like the heat almost makes it like, yeah, it's kind of crazy. But anyway, so this is the big ghost. And it's supposed to like kind of like, this is supposed to be like the dress or the sheet. And it's supposed to kind of like look wavy. But with this thick yarn, it really doesn't. And I know this is a really big mouth, but this is a really big ghost. And the eyeballs are 35 millimeter. They're supposed to sit in more into the backing. But this yarn is so thick. I used... it called for a 15 millimeter hook for a jumbo yarn, but I think I used a 15 millimeter and I should have used a 20 millimeter. I don't know that it would have made it any more pliable or any more, what's the word I'm looking for? But I think it would have been better, and it may have worked better for placing the eyes. But I wanted to make that kind of a mouth, but it didn't look right. So I just was stuck with this mouth and I left it alone. I was going to put cheeks, but again, working with this yarn, you can see it's got a big halo on it and it's very hard. But anyway, so the idea is if somebody comes up to grab this and it smushes this, because it's empty, there's no stuffing. So you make this head that goes inside and it attaches from the inside. And yes, you're supposed to have your loose, like, backings for your face and whatever back there. But the idea is if somebody comes and squishes it, no big deal, because the head is still in there to prevent it from totally being misshapen. And then you just form it back. So this is what it looks like. It's not exactly the way hers shows, because she uses, I think, a 4-weight. And it's like a stiffer yarn. At least it looks like it. It may not be, or maybe it may even be a cotton. I don't know. I didn't pay attention. But none of my ghosts kind of have that particular like shape to it, but they're still cute. So anyway, so I got this guy. And then here are the other ghosts that I did in 6 different colors. Not not traditional ghost colors. Not one is traditional ghost color, but pink is supposed to be now a Halloween color. So I have 2 different pinks. So maybe I have a little bit of traditional, but the cheeks on this one I think are funny. But anyway, so it's supposed to like kind of like fold in here and like kind of fold and like out a little bit, so it looks like the sheet is like flowing type of a thing. It to me, these guys look like the Pac-Man guys, you know. Mr. Boyfriend said the same thing. But so it's got the head inside, and when I have them sitting, I can form them a little bit better, and then it looks more like a ghost, but almost like a thimble. I mean, seriously. Anyway, so I did blue cheeks instead because it's pink, and this was it's just what I did, and has blue eyes. That's why I did the blue cheeks. Then I have this mint green. All of these are made in Parkway Chunky. I think I pulled the head in too far on that one. So this is like a little mint green one. I did the pink cheeks and the mouths. I was wanting to do like the sideways mouth, like that, but it didn't look right. I don't know how to do mouths. You got comment section down below. Let me know how you guys do your mouths and the different mouths other than smiley faces. And then here's a little purple one with pink cheeks. I think I pulled that one down a little bit too deep, too far. Anyway, so a little purple one, and then I got a little blue one with pink cheeks, and they got the little head inside. They are really cute when they're actually sitting down and like formed a little bit. They're cute. Anyway, I'm not sure how much these are going to be. At least I honestly wanted to do $13 because I was looking at some of the prices that some people are doing, and like little tiny sitting bees that like are in the palm of your hand, people are charging like $15 for, and actually selling them for that price. I'm like, what? So my big bees that I do for $30, I should be charging like $50 for, if that's the way it goes, you know. But anyway, I was going to do 13 because, you know, 13 is supposed to be an unlucky number, but it's actually a lucky number for me. But I may do them as $10. And then here's the last pink, and I really like the little green cheeks for that one. I kind of pulled the heads, like when you attach the head, when you pull it, sometimes it could go a little bit too deep or too far in. So, okay, that looks a little bit more. Okay, sorry guys, I'm playing in the camera. Okay, so then this is the guy that I've been wanting to make one, although I'd like to not make what everybody else is making. I want to do things a little bit different, even if I make just a little bit of a change to it. But these have had such attention or such popularity, and even Mr. Boyfriend was like, oh yeah, that, because I sent him a video of somebody that was like, let me know what catches your attention on these, and he's like, oh, those have like a big draw, and I'm like, I know. So I wanted to make at least one, but I wanted to make a big one. I wanted to make a big one, not like my bees big, but a big one. And I thought this pattern was going to do it. It was a totally no-sew pattern, not even like work the pieces into while you're nothing. It's totally no-sew. But I used Sweet Snuggles, Loops and Threads Sweet Snuggles, which is thick. It is like that's what my bees are made out of. And that's why they're so big. And this thing came out so small. I'm like, what is going on? I don't even know what size hers must have been, because she was using, I think, a 4-weight, or she was using Parfait Chunky. Parfait Chunky, Premier Parfait Chunky. Hers was tiny then, because this thing is so small. And I'm like, dude, I don't do small like this. No, thank you, siree. But he's cute, although he doesn't really look like the standard loaf cats that I've been seeing. I think the ears are somehow different. And I did use, these were 18 millimeter eyes. They could have been 16 millimeter. I can't remember. But here's my loaf cat. And that's how the ears are done. The ears are actually it's a free pattern. It's a free tutorial on YouTube. I'll link it down below. But it's like you work from here in the round, and then once you get here, it's just 2 double crochet, chain 2, work a slip stitch into the second chain from the hook, a double crochet back into the same stitch, and which it's crazy because that doesn't look like that's what I did, but that's what I did anyway. And then maybe that's how it's somehow different, I don't know. And then once you get around to the feet, this is just a bobble stitch. It's just 2 double crochets in the same stitch 4 times, so that you get five loops on your hook, and then you pull it all in. That's what the feet are. So as you work back, that's just what it is. And then once you get to the tail, or to this back part, it's just chain, I think it was 5, and then you do a single crochet into each stitch from the second stitch, or chain from the hook. So I think he's cute. And then a little X by the pooper, which actually mine had like a decent hole from the way it's worked in. So putting the little X for the pooper was perfect. I do love the tail, but to me it looked like a pig. Seriously, I thought it was a pig. I mean, I knew it was a cat, but to me it looked like a pig. So I don't know. And this is actually a peachy and pinky Sweet Snuggles, but this is tiny. Dude, no, I want like 3 times this size. But anyway, I think he's cute. I don't know how much. I'm probably going to do at least 15 for him, because there is a decent amount of work put into it. But and I really like these safety eyes. I may need to get some more of them. But, and I know there's a big controversy over safety eyes versus felt eyes and whatever. And I don't felt, I could order felt eyes, but I don't know that gluing is any better. I know everybody thinks that, I mean, there is a controversy for safety eyes, and there's a controversy over gluing eyes. So I don't know which way is the best way to go. So I like safety eyes. That's what I did. So then this is a paid pattern. It is Danger Noodle, and this was from Hana Gurumi. She's on Instagram a lot. She's really big on Instagram. But it's a snake pattern. Now the thing is that this gives like different variations on, like, if you're using this yarn, use this hook size, and if you're using Sweet Snuggles Light, do this, or if you're doing Sweet Snuggles, do this. So I actually used a bigger hook. I always use a bigger hook. I know you're always supposed to go down from a Gurumi so that you get the tight stitches and stuff. I always use whatever size hook, one size smaller than I would normally use for the weight of yarn that I'm using, but not down as low as they suggest. Like I think this for Sweet Snuggles was like, I can't remember how much this pattern was, but it suggests a 6.5 millimeter hook for Sweet Snuggles, which as a general rule, I use an 11.5 millimeter hook for that. I used a 10 millimeter. And the only thing is it doesn't wrap around my arm. And I don't know if it's because the stitches are too tight, because I didn't use a larger hook to give it more, movement, or if I stuffed it too much. But if I didn't, it was like all like droopy, and that's not what a snake should be. So this is my snake with Sweet Snuggles. He doesn't have a tongue, and I used holographic eyes because I didn't have like those kind of eyes. But I mean, he still has a little bit of a droop. I mean, because look how long he is. This is amazing. Now, see, this is my style. This is my style. I like to make all of my stuffies this big, but I'd have to be I would be charging a lot of money, and I would never sell anything. But yeah, so I think he came out really cute. He's supposed to kind of like twist around the arm kind of a thing, which you can do, but you have to like kind of hold it. So I was thinking about maybe adding a tongue, but I don't have the yarn to do that, like red or a really deep pink. So anyway, but isn't he amazing? He's like so totally cool. I love this dude. This is awesome. But this, yes, is a paid for pattern. And I have a couple other patterns that I'm going to be doing for the next market that are paid for patterns. I know I'm doing paid for patterns, and they're sewing pieces together and whatever. I don't know who I am anymore. I just don't know who I am. Okay, so last piece that I have for you guys tonight is my, it was a test pattern that I did for YOH crochet. That's yarn over hook crochet. That's Anita. I haven't seen her around in a while. I love her to pieces. But this was she came out with this pattern a few years ago, and I was one of her testers. And unfortunately, like I said, life happened. I wasn't able to finish it. But it is finished now, and it's perfect for Halloween. But look, it's a mummy jellyfish. And there are different sized tentacles. And I couldn't remember what order I planned on doing them in, so I just kind of put them in the order that I decided I wanted to do. But, and you know, you were supposed to have like pieces like kind of hanging off and whatever. So he's just a mummy jellyfish. Now again, I go big or go home. That's why mine is as big. Her, you know, a lot of other people just did regular size jellyfish. Not me. So this dude, now he doesn't hang or anything, or at least not in the pattern. There was no hanging instructions or anything. So, yeah, I don't know, but he's super cool. He's going to be expensive. He's going to be minimum. He's going to be $100. That's just what it is. Because there was too much work going into the tentacles and into all of these bandages and everything else. Just, yep. So anyway, so that's market prep for my second show. Baseline inventory is in my first video. Will be linked in the description box below. Go check that one out. And I honestly didn't intend this to be this long, but you know I get chatty. So I'm going to get going. I have a lot more stuff to do, and I want to still get a decent night's sleep. So thank you so much. I'm not going to end the video yet because there's still going to be some excerpts from the market itself. And then the recap at the end. So I will see you guys, well, for you guys in like 5 seconds. For me, well, tomorrow and then probably a few days after that. So I'll talk to you guys later. Bye. Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is Natalie with Natalie's Closet. As you can see with my new logo and my banner. Yay. There's a bee by Mr. Boyfriend's hand, but it went away. Anyway, so this was kind of an unexpected market because I was notified last Wednesday that there was a spot available and you want to take it. And all I had was my base inventory, which is in, I'll post the video down in the description box. And that's all I had. I had nothing fall. So I went ahead and I finished I did a test pattern for Anita with YOH Crochet, and I wasn't able to finish it for the test, for her test, but I finished it, so I have it. It's right here. Isn't he awesome? These are the colors I picked, but he's a mummy jellyfish. So I did him. I did a snake, which is super cool, and then I showed it in the market prep video about this ghost, so you guys can hear that. You already heard that because this is during the market, right? So why did I even say hello, welcome to my channel? I already did that. Yeah, that's just me. Anyway, I only got one little spider done because I was trying to get everything. I did this in actually 4 days because last weekend we were busy. So I brought some stuff so I can make him, but he's a little $5 grab bag thing. I made some ghosts. They don't look like the ghosts that were on the pattern, but are on the video, but they're still cute. And I didn't have white, orange, or black, so I just went ahead and made my funny colors. And then I also did a couple of Halloween loveys. I got the little gummy bears, these 2 gummy bears, this dragon, and there's another gummy bear somewhere. Oh, there, at Walmart for $3 a piece. So I went ahead and I did those guys, and what else did I do? I don't know, a couple other things. So I threw some fall stuff together. I don't have any pumpkins or anything, but that's what I'm going to do for my next market. That's at the end of October, and then I have one in November and a 3-day one in December. So yeah, anyway, yay, wish us luck. We did great. Okay, I am claiming it. We're selling out everything. Hey guys, okay, so market recap for October 5th show, which was an outside show. I had confirmed whether or not we needed a tent because we didn't have a tent. And it wasn't required, but we did end up getting one, and I'll tell you about it in a second, but it was an interesting experience. We learned a lot. It was very windy, very, very windy. We had 3 of the legs of the tent, because it was very last minute, because I was informed the Friday before that there was a space available at this particular event. Sorry guys, I need to sign into my computer so that I can make sure my ring light stays on. Anyway, I was informed the Friday before the Saturday, so like 6 days before, that there was a spot available at the show. So I went ahead and I grabbed it because I was looking for an October 5th show. And we, life is happening, whatever. We didn't need a tent. And then at the last minute, we're like, okay, maybe we should get a tent. So we got it like on Thursday. And we didn't... Mr. Boyfriend actually had the idea of grabbing some like garden rock, like stones that we have, like big ones, to weigh it down, because we didn't actually have, it didn't come with weight bags that you can fill or anything, and we didn't have cinder blocks. These were basically like probably as heavy as cinder blocks, but and I was like, no, I don't think we'll need it. And so then we left with no weights, and now we really understand the importance of weights. So if any of you guys are looking to do markets outside, which, if you're in a very cold climate, you're probably not going to be outside if you do fall, winter shows. But for spring, summer, make sure you have weights, because you never know what could happen. And so we learned a valuable lesson. And I'll go into how we were holding down. One of us was holding onto the 4th leg of the tent once it started getting really windy, and stuff was flying. The stingrays were flying, and I kept telling them, you guys are supposed to be swimming, not flying in air. Bees were taking flight. I mean, all of the displays that we had were falling. Serendipity, for those of you that don't know, that's my mannequin, my metal like bodiced mannequin. Serendipity fell over twice. It was crazy. It was just crazy. So the other valuable lesson that we learned, because we were wanting to get a walled tent, like one that has the walls zippered, not Velcro, which is another thing we learned. But we weren't going to have time. There wasn't enough time to order one and get it. So we're like, okay, well, we'll just go ahead and try this one. Well, that's another thing we learned, is definitely a walled tent, because it'll at least keep the breeze out, plus weights on all the legs. And so very valuable lessons. So things were flying all the time, but it was a great event. It was like a trick or treat type thing. So tons of kids, and it was awesome seeing all the different costumes, and some of the parents were dressed up too, and so it was really cool. And we had candy. It was a free event, so we didn't have to pay to actually have a booth there or a table there. So that was a plus. All we had to do was bring an item for auction and candy for the kids. Well, nobody ever came around for an auction item, and there was no direction to where to give it. I didn't even know who the coordinators were. So we didn't end up giving anything for auction. And there were a couple other people at booths that I talked to that said, we don't know either. So that we didn't worry about. We ran out of candy about a half hour, well, maybe an hour before the show ended. It was 11 to 3. Yeah, 11 to 3. So it was a great learning experience. We met a lot of people. I networked with several. There were 5 other people there doing crochet. One that had her booth was crochet, and she had lots of larger stuffies, and she had, all the loaf cats and the chickens and everything that everybody always has. And you guys know I always try to be a little bit different, so I have different stuff. But and it's cool though, because there's a market prep person that I follow. Oh, I can't remember her name. But she also does colorful stuff, which is cool. Which that's what I do. And anyway, so 5 other people that did crochet stuff. 1 booth that was entirely crocheted items, just like mine. And then 1 person just had like a few things, like I think a couple axolotls. And the problem with that particular vendor was she so drastically undercut the prices of what her items should be, which kind of messed with the market value at that market event, because everybody else was pretty on par with the pricing. And then she was like, she was charging like $3 for a decent size axolotl, whereas other people would be charging $10, $15. And then for larger things like $7. And so I don't know, I saw her towards the end of the show also, and she still had a lot of stuff out. So whether she was refilling the stuff, I don't know. Or maybe it just didn't sell, not sure. But that was the one thing that kind of I thought could have messed with the market value for the rest of the people that had crocheted items. The other 3 tables had some stuff, but they primarily had other things, whether it was 3D printed stuff or like candles or whatever. They had like a variety of stuff, but then they had a little section of crocheted items. But we did meet a lot of people, and we gave out, I think, 8 business cards to people who were interested in possibly doing a commissioned piece and were wanting to not discuss it in front of their kids that were there because it was going to be for like a Christmas present or something. So I'm very grateful. Oh, that's the one thing I forgot to bring to have here. I told you guys we were making up our new logo, and yes, I say ours, even though I know it's my business, but Mr. Boyfriend is a very key element in it now, versus when I was just doing it on my own. But we had created my new logo, which I love, because I if you guys just noticed in videos, I always say be positive, and that isn't BE positive, it's BEE, like a bumblebee. So it's really cool because it's a bee, and the body of the bee is a yarn ball, which is really cool, and has, the logo on the front and then all my information on the back. But we got it in time. We got the business cards, and are you looking for them? In the bag that's over there, in the box. We got the business cards in time, the banner in time, and my holographic stickers that go on my bags on time. So that was super exciting. So I had business cards, and it was really cool because some of the other people didn't have business cards, which is fine. You don't have to have business cards. But if people are interested in it or want to be able to contact you, it's a really great marketing tool to have. And we were able to put up the banner, which you guys saw in the clip before this. And I'm really sorry that I didn't have more clips from the market. But 1, it was really busy with tons of kids coming in and out of the tent. And 2, it was so windy, we were trying to keep the tent down. So at the next market, I'll make a point of making sure to give you more clips and stuff. Thank you, Mr. Boyfriend. And so anyway, so we had like 8 or 9 people. We actually kind of lost track after probably about 5, but we were trying to count between the 2 of us how many other cards that people specifically requested a card, either asked if I do commission pieces, or I said I do commission pieces. So if you're interested, here's my business. Or they wanted the business card, and I told them I also do commission pieces. So if there's something that they would like but they don't see, I'll go ahead and I'll find a pattern, whatever. And so that was really cool. And then there were a couple people that just took my business card because it was there. So that was a really cool thing, and I'm grateful that I have it. So here is my business card This is the logo that we came up with, which would be on anything that we do. Okay, that's not a business card. That's the end thing in the business card box. So I can't see what they're seeing, but this is my business card. Closer. Okay, so you see the little bumblebee with the body that's a yarn ball. I love it. And then there's my Mr. Boyfriend is directing me. That's all my information. And then the holographic stickers, we realize that we're going to have to, on the next set that we order, we're going to have to adjust the last line, which says Yarn Creations and Accessories of Distinction, which Accessories of Distinction I always had as part of my tagline. But the Yarn Creations is appropriate because there are Yarn Creations, which are like all my stuffies and stuff, and then Accessories of Distinction, which are like the wearables, like the hats and scarves and the shawls and stuff. So anyway, but you all know how obsessed I am with holographic, right? And sparkly. And yeah, so I had to go with a holographic sticker. So anyway, it's kind of light on here. I mean, like I can read it in this light, but like outside there was no way of seeing it. So we're going to have to change the, I hope you guys are seeing this properly, but look at that. Hello. So I wanted to make sure. Now I know some people do clear bags, which makes sense. And maybe once we run out of the paper bags that we got, the brown paper bags with handles, maybe I'll go to plastic. I don't know, because I do realize I wanted a label that stood out so that when people are walking around with my bags, people would notice, other people would notice this and say, oh my God, or, I don't know that they would, but may be like, oh, where is that place or whatever. But I do get the value of having plastic bags, clear plastic bags, because people are actually seeing the creations in clear plastic bags and saying, oh, where is that booth? Where did you get that from? So I could do clear bags and still put the holographic sticker on there. But I also put, thank you for your purchase, or thank you for supporting my small business holographic sticker. I can't remember what that one actually says. If it just says thank you, or thank you for supporting my small business. But anyway, so that's my new logo. And then I'm going to open the banner. I just don't know if you're going to see it all. I don't know what you're seeing right now. And Mr. Boyfriend, are they seeing everything? I can't see you. You can say what, you can talk. They know your voice.
A-okay.
Okay, A-okay. So anyway, so we realized, because the logo is the banner, right? But none of my contact information is on there. So that's why we went ahead and added my email, my phone number here. And yeah, so I love this. Now, oh, that's another thing I wanted to tell you guys. In the clip that you guys saw, I was recording, I was kind of standing in the reflection of the mirror and talking to you guys. And then I showed you guys stuff. Well, with all the windiness that happened, oh, I don't have the clips and I have no idea where they are right now. But the mirror, a big wind gust came, and the mirror, okay, the actual wire that was on the back of the mirror, which was very strongly put on part of it like came off of the back of the one side that would be hanging. You know how you hang a picture and it's got the wires on one side. The wind gust came and it broke off of the mirror itself, so the mirror fell and broke. And no, I don't think 7 years of bad luck when a mirror breaks. But one thing that stuck was this clip. I mean, I can like barely hold this. So the mirror fell, but the clip stayed on the tent. These are at Home Depot for like either 79 or 99 cents. Now, it could be different at wherever you live, but here they're like 79 cents or 99 cents a piece. But let me tell you, these came in handy. We used it for the mirror. We used it for my banner. We used it for a couple other things. Oh, actually, I had a little stack of business cards clipped on this, figuring, you know, it's so breezy, my business cards are going to go flying. I did have 2 other stacks of business cards on my tables that were kind of like blocked by the wind. But and a lady, she's trying to get my business card, and this is like a really strong clip. So she's trying to mess with this, and I just went over here and I grabbed it, and she goes, "Oh my God, I don't understand. I can't believe I missed those." And here I am trying to mess with this clip. But anyway, so these are really valuable. Mr. Boyfriend, when he got it, he bought like, I don't know, 6, 8 of them. He's like, I don't know what I'm going to do with them, but you know, I'll grab them. I'll use them someday. Really came in handy. Got to tell you that. So anyway, now on to, I'm not necessarily going to go into like the fees of Square, unless I can pull it up, because I actually had pulled it up before, and it was very minimal, because the bulk of what we got was in cash. One reason was because the reader was acting weird, like it didn't want to take the tap. But we could have inserted, and we could have, you know, but most people had cash in this particular case. But the other thing is this, the app, and when it comes to actually getting specific information, I'm not necessarily seeing the things that I am looking for. Okay, so we only had one transaction via the Square by credit card, and then we had the final sale that we had was via Zelle on Mr. Boyfriend's phone, because that's the way that was the only way she had to do it, because she didn't have a physical card with her or anything. So we went ahead and we did that. Thankfully, you know, we had that option. So, and I'll tell you about the story of the last sale, because it was actually quite awesome. But the one transaction that we had via Square was for, and I didn't write down what each sale was, like if they had multiple items. I know all of what sold, but not necessarily like, okay, this transaction was this and this, and you know, that type of thing. So I'm just going to give you an overall how many of everything sold, and I'll show you an example of those items, because there may be people on here that have never seen my stuff, and this way they'll be able to see an example of it. But and again, I'm going to get better at the recap and breaking stuff down, and I know some people like really go crazy details. I don't know that I'm going to get that far, but anyway, so on this particular transaction, it was a scrunchie and one of my booty frogs, or cheeky frogs. The cheeky frogs that I've seen are actually little frogs that have like a little booty cover, and then the butt is like really enhanced. Mine are different, and I'll show you in a second. So that transaction total was, with tax, $21.70. The fees were 66 cents, and the tax was $1.70. So all the fees that I had was 66 cents. No, that's not all the fees that I had. Yeah, that's all the fees that I had. Okay, yeah. So $21.04 is what I made off of that sale. And then on the Zelle transaction, I don't know that there's a fee or if there was a fee, but that transaction was $30. And then the rest was cash. We made a total of $150. Granted, I was hoping for a lot more, but this was, and I had asked the coordinator of this event, 'cause she said there was like over 3,000 people last year. I don't know that that was the case this year, but it was a lot more trick-or-treaters than there were shoppers. And it was a relatively small event. I would say there were maybe 30 vendors, maybe less. And there was a wide variety of stuff. Like there was a farmer who had a lot of pumpkins and gourds and and stuff like that. And then somebody else that had like bags of apples. Those are bushels. What are they? I forget what they're called when they're like a bag of apples. I know that there's a term for it, but they had apples. And then there were a lot of people that actually had, all they did was they brought their cars and they decorated the backs of them. I mean, some of them were amazing. It was incredible. And then, you know, some that were like t-shirts, and there were several booths with 3D printed stuff. And all of them were very similar to each other, like dragons and stuff like that. But it was pretty cool. And then like there was a wide variety of people there. So, but $150 was more than we had when we got there. It was a free event, so all of that was, you know, ours. I didn't have to deduct the cost of the event. I have to fit, I can't find, I told you guys in the last market recap that there was a girl that had a spreadsheet that broke down like the cost of the yarn that was used for each item specifically, like out of each hank or skein or ball or whatever, how much was used and the cost of the yarn and all the materials that went into that item. I haven't been able to find the spreadsheet. I reached out to her, but I haven't heard back from her. But I need to figure that part out. I honestly only paid myself $20. The rest I put into the business, getting more yarn to be able to recreate the stuff that was sold, as well as make new stuff, which I'm going to be now feverishly again working to make stuff, remaking the stuff that was sold, as well as new stuff for my next market, which is October 26th and 27th, I believe. It's a Friday and Saturday. And then my next show after that is November 2nd. So I'm only going to have a 2 weeks or a week and a half between those shows. So I want to make sure that I have enough stuff. So anyway, as far as what sold, we sold one Lovey, which was my Peppa the pig, Lovey, that had an acrylic yarn that was from my local yarn shop that I double stranded. So it honestly, I should have probably charged more for that one, but because it was the size of the bulk of my Loveys, I just kept it the same price as the ones that I used, like Big Twist Value or, you know, that type of thing. But a Lovey is this. It's the little animal, or however big of an animal you want, and then a blanket that's made for it. And I charge $20 for these. And then my larger ones, like I have a larger Yoda and a Mickey Mouse. Those are $25. But so one Lovey for $20 was sold. That was Peppa the pig. I don't have another Peppa. I haven't found any. So I don't know if I'm going to be remaking that particular one. I'm going to remake a Lovey to take its place, and then probably more to have on hand, because I really want to make sure that I have extra with me in the event these events are really crazy busy, and I really hope they are, and that I sell a lot more. But then I sold one scrunchie, which this is what my scrunchies look like. Actually, the new ones that I started to make to replace this one, I wasn't able to get this color again. So I got a couple new colors and a couple that were sparkly. They actually, I think I did more rounds around the elastic band. So they have a little bit more like, whatever you want to call these, but that's one of my scrunchies, and I charge $5 for them. And then we also sold three stingrays. One I'm gifting to a friend because she was like, oh my god, I need one for the stuff room. Anybody that's still here who has a stuff room, I know some of you are gonna know this. So anyway, I sold two blue and yellow, and which for us signifies Ukrainian flag, and then one pink and yellow, which is actually this one. I didn't even pull that out with realizing that was the one. But anyway, these are my stingrays. I charge $5 for them. They're little and cute. And then let's see, we sold two large octopi, and it's funny because Mr. Boyfriend had the first sale. I walked away and he sold the first thing. I was like, awesome. But anyway, these are my large octopi. I charge $15 for them. I don't know what you're seeing, so I'm hoping I'm in the camera view. But my octopi with the little tentacles. So this was, we sold 2 large ones. Those are 15. And then we sold 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4 mini, or my small octopi, which are these little guys. Those are $5 with those little tentacles. Everybody adores these little tentacles, or having like those curly cute tentacles. Anyway, so 5 of those at $5. And then one of my green cheeky frogs, which they're like this. And then they got the little booty. That's, you know, isn't that cute? I love it. Anyway, why did the mouth close up on this one? I'm going to have to fix that. That's weird. Anyway, so 1 cheeky frog. And then the last sale of the day was one of my bees. It was yellow with white wings. This one is the pink and black, or pink and white, pink and light pink, marled, black, and then I have green sparkly wings. But I have several different colored ones. And a yellow one with white wings is the one that's sold. And these I charge $30 for. And then I have a couple that have an extra strand of sparkly yarn in it. Those are $35. But at the end of the day, we were basically all packed up. And a lady, her husband, and two of their three children were there. And they're looking around, they're like, oh, okay, there were a couple things out. And I said, well, I do make custom orders, orders, and here's my business card. And so she goes, you wouldn't happen to be able to make a bee, would you? And I was like, actually, I have some bees. So I opened up the bin, and she was like, oh my God. And the girls were like all excited about it. And she's like, okay. She goes, how much are they? And I said, well, the regular ones are 30, the ones with sparkle are 35. And she's like, oh my gosh, it's amazing. She's like, because I saw this lady who had bees similar sizes as yours. She was charging $75 for them. And she's like, I just couldn't justify that. And she's like, okay, no problem, I'll take a yellow and white one. And the girls were like, I want one. She's like, your sister's going to get it in a week. Her birthday's in a week. And she happened to just leave to go to another friend's birthday party. So I was able to do this. And so that was so awesome that it just worked out that way. And she was able to get it. It's her daughter's birthday. Daughter's not there, who had been there just before that. So it all worked out. And she took my business card for future stuff. And so, yeah, that was super cool. And so you never know. And one of my friends, she's like, because I said, we had a great networking event and stuff. And she's like, yeah, she goes, you never know. She goes, maybe you have one sale. Maybe you have no sales, but you give out some business cards. And you don't know. One of the people that's there that gets your business card and likes your stuff may be an owner of a boutique in Chicago that wants to, sell your stuff. And you just never know who you're going to meet when. So just take the wins as they come. And so yes, it would have been nice to make more than $150, but at the same time, we made so many connections and made $150. You know what I mean? So anyway, that's that. And now I'm prepping for the next market, and that video will go up at some point. So thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate it. Remember, for every season, there's a reason to crochet. Love, hugs, and prayers to everybody. Extra prayers for those who need it. If you need extra prayers, but don't want to share publicly, email me at natalies.closet@yahoo.com. We will add you to our private prayer list. If you don't mind me sharing it publicly but anonymously, let me do that, or let me know that, and I'll do that as well. Be positive. And Miley says hi and bye to her peeps. She's been sleeping very nicely in her bed this whole time. Mr. Boyfriend says bye. And my mom, as always, says hi and bye, and thank you for all the continued thoughts and prayers for her. And thank you for all the continued thoughts and prayers for us. We all really appreciate it. And I could appreciate all of your support. Thank you so much. And I will talk to you guys soon. Hopefully, I'll be able to stop this video with just finding it. Nope, Mr. Boyfriend's coming to turn it off. I should have asked him to come over here before. Okay, talk to you later. Bye.